Debbie, I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Debbie.
And my sobriety date is April 27th, 1998. I have a sponsor. I have several sponsors. I just had all kind of interesting surprises, even on the way up. Jeannie and I met when she was teaching new GSRs and alt GSRs about things and in a district meeting. And then we went for coffee and she said, it didn't take very long. I think it was the very first time we had coffee. And she said, so I think you ought to think about running, standing for alt DCM. And I thought, I'm not doing that. And so, well, anyway, I'm going to be the alt DCM for the district in January. But on the way up here, now you see she's bringing up the DCM thing. And I don't know. I should be the suspect. Anyway, I'm learning about all sorts of things that I'm getting into, and that's fine, So I got in here because my life was falling apart. I didn't think I was an alcoholic. I didn't start out that way. I didn't think I was having a nervous breakdown. I found out after the first couple of years with the shrink that I saw that I did, in fact, have a nervous breakdown and should have been hospitalized, but that didn't happen. So, but the shrink was in AA. That was no coincidence, So I got into another 12-step program first, and then I got into this one. But even that one, I didn't really, I just said, I think I need to do this. And I was protecting my license to do my job. And that's all I cared about. And so when I brought those things up to this guy and said, well, I think I should, go to a 12-step program, he agreed. And I was afraid I was going to lose my license. So I thought, I just thought he would say, no, you don't need to do that. And he didn't. He said yes. And so I started going to the 12-step programs. And at first I thought I could teach everybody everything, and I just knew everything that was around. I used to sit and plan all day what I was going to say on Monday nights at this meeting, and it didn't go well. But and then I got in here, and even though I had been in another 12-step program, I was just crying every day. I came in, I used to come in with this bear, a stuffed bear. I was a mess. I was a mess. And after about 2 weeks, somebody said, you just need to get up and pour the coffee. Just pour the coffee. Don't talk, just pour the coffee. So I poured coffee, and then they told me to sit down, and at 90 days you were allowed to run a meeting. And so they said, okay, you can run the meeting today because you have 90 days. Because of course they heard about when I had 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, every day. They listened. They were with me for my 1 through 90. And after the 90 days, then they told me to go back to pouring the coffee, that I didn't need to be thinking I needed to run meetings. So anyway. And really what happened to me in AA really happened in this book. I started reading this book, and there were so many places that I identified with. People drink because they like the effect of alcohol. That's the only reason that I ever drank. And I say the same thing about coffee. I don't drink decaf coffee. Why would I drink decaf coffee? I drink it for the effect. Same thing. But I don't drink it to the excesses, And so, and I said I believed in a higher power, but I didn't believe in a higher power. I didn't believe in a higher power, but I said it just because I thought it was the right thing to do. And the thing that started happening was there got to be too many coincidences for me to deny it anymore. It's like, this can't, we had a coincidence yesterday, and now we're having another one today. And it's like, maybe they're right about this, And so I thought, well, I better start pursuing this. And the other thing that got me was in this book, and it's on page 43 at the bottom of More About Alcoholism. Once more, the alcoholic at certain times has no effective mental defense against the first drink. Except in a few rare cases, neither he nor any other human being can provide such a defense. His defense must come from a higher power. And I thought, okay, I need to pay attention to this, and I need to try to do this. But I didn't want to do step 11. And so I got up to year 19, and I was in a crisis, and I thought, I need to find this higher power. And I didn't, what I did, I just started writing. That's what I did. That's what I do in the morning. When I can't say I'm perfect at it, but I do it most every morning. And that is when I have completely quiet time. I don't have judgment from any outside sources. There's nothing going on. And whether I start out agitated or I start out wonderful, I just get to a kind of a peace that I have a sort of a plan, not a plan. I have an outline. Plans for the day for me are simply outlines of how part of the day might go. And if I treat it that way, I have a much better day, because when I hit a roadblock, I don't just try to bull through it, And I cannot say enough about what getting right with God in the morning does for me. It completely changes my whole day. It makes me know I'm going to be okay. I hope that I'm going to pause when I'm agitated during the day and again try to fill up, my myself with God's will. It is so much easier to live life when I will tell you that the hardest thing though that I have ever done in this program is happening to me now. It's not just happening here, it's happening with outside help too. So I'm paying out money for that and doing that and driving some therapist crazy, which is okay. I mean, he chose to go into therapy, not my decision. So anyway, the hardest thing for me in here has been to learn to put the oxygen mask on myself first. I truly am hardwired to help you. I am. That's what I do for a living. I'm helping people. People would say I'm in a service industry, and that's what I do. But unless I take care of myself first, the quality of what I give you is not the quality of what you deserve. You deserve better than that. And so I am learning how to do that painfully, little steps at a time. That the best service that I can actually give you is not sometimes I will start putting the oxygen mask on myself and take a half a breath and think, oh, well, that's enough oxygen. Now I'll go on and help you. Still not there yet. I just really have to work on that particular thing. And it's hard when you come from a position that you don't think that you deserve to be loved. But I had a sponsor who told me I needed to pay attention. She said, I want you to ask God to show you that you're loved. And I did that I have been doing that. And, I find it out all the time. I mean, look at this. I got 3 people with me here, not just the person who roped me in, that's okay. But, other people too that I know and love and that are part of my home group, And I can't say enough about when you start to decide that you deserve to be loved, then you're willing to put the oxygen mask on yourself too. And then what you give people is just better. What I give people is better. I also can't say enough about recovery when doing inventories and spending time with God and being of service to others. Those things, I'm a work in progress. I'm going to be doing this all the time. There are layers of things that I peel off, and then I deal with something that's a little bit deeper, that I couldn't do a year ago. I couldn't have done that a year ago, but I'm able to do it now. And the way that Jeannie and I got, she said, I went to school till I was 32. Not important. There's just a bunch of letters after my name. Jeannie came into this service meeting and said, I want you to get a notebook. She told everybody, I want you to get a notebook and take notes. Well, I've been taking notes and having a notebook for 32 years. It's just that this was going to be, and I have my big green, it's just ever growing about every service meeting that I've been to, every assembly. It's got all kinds of stuff in there about things. And, you know, it's just, I feel the same way about my work professionally as I do about service work. So I got asked to speak. So I'm giving a little bit of myself, but I'm getting to see 25 people here. You're seeing one, but I'm getting to see. This is an exponential thing, this service thing. You know, you put in a little bit and you get all this stuff back. And because I love what I do in service in AA, and because I love what I do for work, I get on the days that are really, really hard, because I love how I feel when I'm helping somebody. On the days that are super hard and I'm doing lots of paperwork, and, you know, I get paid this thing that doesn't have anything to do with money, you know? And that's what this is about too. You know, the other thing that I really like in here is at the end of Dr. Bob's story. I spent a great deal of time passing on what I learned to others who want and need it badly. I do it for 4 reasons. 1, sense of duty. 2, it is a pleasure. 3, because in so doing, I'm paying my debt to the man who took time to pass it on to me. And 4, because every time I do it, I take out a little more insurance for myself against a possible slip. And, you know, I hope that you get that same thing, that you can just feel right here, you know. And while I think you may get something from me, you may need me, I am absolutely crystal clear that I need you. And I hope that I never forget it. So, end of suspect number 1.